All right, everybody. So we're back for another video. This is all about the History IA Section 3. So where are we in this process? Let's sort of review what we know already about the other sections. So Section 1, of course, is the identification and evaluation of sources. This is where you literally stated your question in Section 1 and then proceeded to give a statement explaining how the sources you're going to OPCVL are relevant to your investigation, a statement of relevance. And then it's followed by two OPCVLs. You OPCVL the first source you selected and then the second source. Section 2 is your actual analysis for your HI. So we have Section 1, identification, evaluation of sources. Section 2, the actual answer to my question. You roll through your big analysis and there's a conclusion at the end where you actually answer your question. So we are up to the final part of the HI. This is exciting. This is awesome because when you finish this part, you're done. Well, you'll probably want to revise. You'll probably want to work it, rework it, and get it so it's in perfect condition. Then you'll be done. Okay? And of course, I don't even mention, it's just assumed, we know that at the end, you will have an accounting of your sources. You will have a works cited or bibliography at the end with your sources in proper format. IB doesn't state what format it has to be, but of course you will use APA, MLA, Turabian, which is the Chicago method, something, and make sure that you do it in that correct format, whatever format you choose. Okay, so we're here today. It's gonna be a quick video because Section 3 is small. What do you do with Section 3? So first of all, what is it? What should we do? What should we not do? And how's it graded? How many points? How is this looked at? So here's what Section 3 is. It's a reflection. That's it. A short reflection. The reflection is worth up to 4 points. So here we go. This video, Section 3 of the Historical Investigation. It is worth up to 4 points. I wouldn't sneeze at 4 points, folks. 4 points in terms of the entire HI is a nice set of points. You don't want to lose points on your reflection. There's a suggested word count for this section, and I would say that's about 400 words. I didn't write that on here, but I should put it over here. Suggested word count for Section 3 reflection, 400 words total. You can go lower than that. You can go beyond that. It's okay. It's just a suggested word count. Let's do the quotes. Suggested word count, 400 words. Okay? So again, not the biggest part of your HI. Section 1 and 2 are going to be lengthier and a little meatier, but Section 3 is a nice short reflection, okay? Worth 4 points. So, what do? Here's the actual key to what you do. They want a reflection. IB wants a reflection for your HI that states what were the methods used and the challenges faced by historians. By you, actually, as the historian of this investigation. What were the challenges you faced? What were the methods that historians used that you used to do your particular HI? So guys, this is personal. Section 3 is personal as opposed to Section 1 and 2. So let's review that again. This is focused on the methods you've used, the methods that historians use that you used in yours, and the challenges that you faced in doing your HI. So this is not, people, listen up. This is not a reflection where you do this. I'm going to give you the what not to do right now. This is the what not to do. Don't do your reflection where you say, I really loved my topic. I enjoyed writing this. It took me about almost a full year to write this. I chose a topic in May of my junior year. I really got into it. I'm very excited about the history of World War II, so I selected a topic that was based on, the Third Reich and the Nazi regime, and I am fascinated by that. It went very well. I had a little trouble with Section 2 because I had to answer my question. There were so many sources, but I really enjoyed writing the reflection. And Section 1, I think my OPCVL was very good. And then I end my reflection, right? No. That is not what you do. Now, what I just listed off for you when I did that, it is a reflection. Yeah, that was reflecting on what you liked, what you did, in what order. But that is not the reflection IB wants. For the historical investigation, IB wants a reflection on and only on the methods of historians that you used and the challenges that you faced. And yes, it is personal. Asterisk, it's personal. Asterisk means it's important. It's personal because that's my dog. If you hear noise, my dog is scratching. My dog loves history too. So it's personal because you're reflecting on the methods you used and the challenges you faced. You have to connect it. You link it directly to your topic, your HI. If you do a generic reflection on the historians, the methods and challenges by historians in general, it'll be okay, but you're not going to get 4 points. You're probably going to get 1 or 2 because if you didn't link it, it's not connected to your HI. What are the methods you used? What were the challenges you faced? So pretty much that's what the reflection is. Now, that seems easy to say, maybe not so easy to do. How do you decide what methods did I use? So IB helps you out. I love that they help us out. They literally have a set of 12 guiding questions, and you can use their 12 questions. You don't have to. You can go off in your own direction too and reflect on methods and challenges, but you can use their set of 12 questions and pick a few. In a short reflection worth 4 points, there is no way you could answer every one of IB's 12 questions. And guys, if you do that, you're just trying to hit all of their questions, and it's going to be faulty. It's not going to be a good reflection. So when you read their set of guiding questions, you have to select 2 or 3 of those that you think match pretty well with what you did. Which of those questions could you easily talk about? And maybe you did your historical investigation on something with World War I and propaganda. There's going to be a couple of questions that fit for you. Someone else that did a human rights paper, they're going to have different questions that match for them. So you can't necessarily pick the questions your friend did. You have to decide which of these 12 could I really do a bang up job talking about? Which of these 12 really fit with my topic? So you have the set of questions. It's posted to Google Classroom if you're in my class. If you're not and you're watching this video, IB has a set of guiding questions. I'm going to read a few. What methods used by historians did you use in your investigation? What did your investigation highlight to you about the limitations of those methods? What are the challenges facing a historian? How do they differ from a scientist, from a mathematician? That's actually a fun question, I think, to answer. How can the reliability of sources be evaluated? That's a tough question. What's the difference between bias and selection? Bias in your sources, selection of your sources. What constitutes a historical event? That's one of the questions. What constitutes a historical event? That could be an entire discussion. Who decides which events are historically significant? Is it possible to describe historical events in an unbiased way? If you had a paper that really was, your investigation was a lot about bias, or you came across sources and you knew they were biased, that'd be the question to pick and really discuss that in connection to yours. Here's a question. What is the role of a historian? In doing your investigation, what did you find out about historians and how they have to work? Talk about what you learned about the way historians must look at sources, evaluate sources, and what you learned about their work when you did your HI. Remember, it's personal. Link it to your topic. Okay, 2 more. IB also says, these are suggested, if it is difficult to establish proof in history, does that mean that all versions are equally acceptable? Love that question. Last one. Should terms such as atrocity be used when writing about history, or should value judgments be avoided? Now, that question couldn't be used by some people depending on their topic. But let's say you did a paper on the Holocaust, or you did a paper on Holocaust denial, or you did a paper on the Tiananmen Square massacre, which has interesting language. Guys, if you study the Tiananmen Square massacre in China, you know, the Chinese call it the Tiananmen Square incident. We had an incident in the square, everybody. It was our business, our personal sovereignty in our country. We handled it. Nobody else should worry about it. You know the rest of the world, what they call it? Guys, the rest of the world says it was the Tiananmen Square massacre. You won't find that term being used by the Chinese. So if that was in your page, if you did something on that topic or a topic like that, to take this question by IB, should terms such as atrocity, but you could change that to another term, be used when writing about history, or should value judgments be avoided? You can get into language. One of your questions could focus on the language and the use of terms. Should historians be using value-heavy, value-laden terms to do in their writing? Or should they stay clear of that and just talk about an event and what was the consequences of the event? Should they never even use the word human rights violation? Should they not use the word crimes against humanity, or can they use that? It's going to be what you think based on your question. I suppose if you did an HI and you were talking about, the genocide in Rwanda. Wow, the word genocide, guys, it's a heavy word. There are some historians who take various timeframes in history, whether it's that one or the Armenian genocide or something else, or the Ukrainian massacre by the Soviets in the 1930s, and they would say it is a genocide, and other historians might take the opposite side and say that's not a genocide. If that happens, that's a perfect question for you to take if you're working on one of those topics, and worry about terms. But that's just one question. Remember, if the term question doesn't really fit with what you're writing, you don't take it. And maybe for yours, maybe this one, how can the reliability of sources be evaluated, will be even better. Maybe someone else who took an event, trying to think of one, like the opening of Japan or something. Maybe they take this, what constitutes a historical event? And they can get into the whole discussion of when they were doing research, they could see this is really just an event that affected one country, or this event that was global and really changed history worldwide. Wow, I just have to tell you folks, with these 12 guideline questions from IB that they give you to get you started, you could really do a beautiful job on your section 3, your reflection. You just have to choose which questions you're going to use. If you don't like any of these, you don't have to use them. But what a nice thing that IB gives you 12 questions. I read them quickly in this video. You're not going to be able to write them down from my video because I talked kind of fast. What you can do is look for these questions. Look for your summary of section 3, historical investigation, and what you do in it, and you will find IB's guiding 12 questions. So let's wrap it up. In section 3, I do a reflection on the methods used by historians and the challenges faced, and I connect it to my personal HI topic. What did I learn? And I reflect on what I learned from doing this HI. We also know, where did I put my other card? We also know that section 3 is that reflection worth 4 points. And so it's not super long. It's probably about a page, maybe a page and a half. You have to kind of look at how many words you have. Your whole HI can't go over 2,200 words. The word limit is 2,200. A suggested word count for section 3, the reflection, is 400 words. Okay? So that's section 3 of the HI. Now what's next? What do you have to do? Right after you watch this video, you go off into some sample HIs, find some sample HIs in history, and read reflections. Don't read the whole thing. Read first reflection, another one by another student. Get the feel, get the sense of what a reflection looks like and how kids have done it. And then you'll be ready to do yours. So if you're in my class, you go to the live binder and you find the tab for sample historical investigations, and you read all 3 section 3s, just the reflections of those samples. And I think when you're done, you will be ready to conquer your section 3. If you're not there yet and you're still working on section 1 and 2, it's okay. But now we know that we know what to do in section 3. If you are ready and you're happy with your section 1 and 2, by all means, go ahead and start writing section 3, folks. Soon you'll have your HI due. I hope this was helpful. And when I see you next, we'll talk more about section 3 or the whole HI. Have a great night.